Hello guys, welcome to the Python series. In today's video, we are going to talk about what are while statement. Let's discuss what is a while statement. In Python, while loops is used to execute a block of statements repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied. And when the condition becomes false, the line immediately after the loop in the program is executed. While loop falls under the category of indefinite iteration. Indefinite iteration means that the number of times the loop is executed isn't specified explicitly in advance. Here is a syntax you can see for while statement, which is while expression. And next you're going to start with the statement and else with the following other statement. Now let's look into what are break, continue, and pass statements. So the following statements can be applied when under these conditions. We can use break, continue, and pass statements in our loops to add functionality for various areas. For example, we can use break when we want to exit out of the loop or exit out of the current closes and closing loop. Then we are going to use the break statement, and continue statement is used when we go to the top of the closest enclosing loop. Now we use the pass statement. Pass statement just acts as a filler element, just does nothing at all. It just allows the following loop to iterate and doesn't disturb the following enclosing loop. So now let's do some examples on the while loop. First we have I equal to 0, then while I less than 10, print. So we'll be using string formatting here, and let's say I equal to I plus 1. So when we execute this, let me try restarting the kernel. So uh, yeah, here you can see that the current value of I is 0, 1, 2, 3, and it'll print until the number 9. So here in this case, when you go to the number 10, 10 will not be actually less than 10, it will be equal to 10. So hence the condition would be false. So the iteration would stop there and it would print until the previous value, which is number 9. So let us take another example saying I is 0 while I is less than 10. So here, so you can either use I is equal to I plus 1 or I plus equal to 1. So both of them would be the same. The result of both of these statements are the same. So you can either use this or you can use this. So in this case, I'll be using I plus equal to 1. And let's include an else statement and saying that if it exits the while loop, it should print I is not less than 10. So yeah, so when you're gonna go print this, it'll print until the number 9. When it goes to the 10th integer, when I becomes 10, it would print this because the condition here is false. 10 can't be less than 10, so it'll go to the else statement and it'll print this one out. So let's just try some comparison, and let us say I is 0 and j is 5, and while I is less than j, we'll print I and j, and let's increment this plus 1 equal to, and or else print exited while loop. So here in this case, when we print this, it's gonna print the values of I and j consecutively, and when I becomes equal to 5, it will exit the while loop and it will print out this statement, which is part of the else statement. So here you can see that the it has exited after when I is 5. So now let's look into some of the examples which can be implemented using the break, continue, and pass statement. We have I equal to 0 while I is less than 10. If I is equal to 5, we're gonna now break and print I, and I plus equal to 1. Yeah. So here you can see that when I executed the statement, it would break immediately it reaches 5, and it will stop until the integer number 4. So it will print until 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will break after that. Now let's see how we are going to implement the continue state. So here you can see that when I executed this continue statement, it would print until the value 4, and it will, if I is equal to 5, it will not execute this number 5, and it will continue, it will go on to the next following integers, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it will print until I is less than 10 or equal to 10. This is about continue. Here we use the pass command to this set of statements, and we have executed it, and here you can see that it just does nothing at all. It just passes it out and lets you to execute and iterate throughout the command. So here if you have any syntax error mentioned, which like a typo error or something, it just lets you to pass the following statement and it prints you out and it iterates the following. So now we'll be trying try and accept. So basically what is that, when we try and say if name is greater than fur, print hello world. Yeah. Or if accept, print there is something wrong in your code and please check again. So when we are trying to execute this, so here you can see that when you're trying to execute this, it says that there is something wrong in your code, and first it tries and executes the first set of statements, which is this: if name is greater than 4, print hello world. And if it finds any fault, it directly goes to the except and it will print out this statement. So here you can see here name is not yet defined, name is not at all defined, so it just can't iterate. So here this is an error here, so it directly goes to the except and it will print out this command. So here you can see that while trying this try and accept, it will try and check whether there's an error in this set of statements. And if there's an error which shows up, it directly goes to the accept command and it prints you out this command. So if either regardless whether you have error or not, when you finally want the result to be printed, you're gonna use the command statement known as finally, and say print the try except is finished now. So regardless whether you have got an error in here or don't have an error there, it will just print you out this statement right away. So here you can see that it prints you out the statement, the try except is finished now, regardless whether there is an error here or not. And here, yes, there's an error there, so that name is not, is an undefined statement here. So it goes to the except and prints you out this, and along with that it'll also print you this statement, because regardless whatever the set of statements above are considered, it'll print you the statement